In a nuclear event, your first instinct will be to run. This instinct is wrong. It is a biological error that will lead to lethal exposure. The highway becomes a parking lot, and that parking lot becomes a graveyard when the fallout descends. The movies have lied to you. They depict a fast-moving shockwave as the only threat. The reality is silent, granular, and heavily dependent on wind patterns. If you are outside the immediate blast radius, the vaporization zone, survival is not a matter of luck. It is a matter of luck. It is a matter of mathematics and physics. You have a binary choice: shelter in place or evacuate. Make the wrong choice or make the right choice at the wrong time, and your life expectancy drops to hours. This is the protocol for determining your strategy and executing it with zero margin for error. To survive, you must understand the enemy. Fallout is not a mystical green gas. It is pulverized earth and debris sucked up into the mushroom cloud, made radioactive, and then dropped back down by gravity. It looks like sand, ash, or grit. If you can see it, it is killing you. This material emits ionizing radiation, alpha, beta, and gamma. Alpha and beta are particles. Gamma is a wave. Clothing stops alpha. Plastic stops beta. Nothing completely stops gamma except mass. Lead, concrete, earth, water. Your survival depends on three factors: time, distance, and shielding. The radiation from fallout decays rapidly. This is known as the 7-10 rule. For every 7-fold increase in time after the detonation, there is a 10-fold decrease in the radiation rate. 7 hours after the blast, the radiation is only 10% of its initial level. 49 hours later, roughly 2 days it is 1%. This implies one critical tactical imperative. You must stay put for the first 48 to 72 hours. Movement during this window is suicide. Veshik Section 1. The Shelter Protocol. If your home is still standing, do not leave. You do not have time to drive to a remote cabin. Fallout can arrive within 15 to 30 minutes depending on distance and wind speed. You need to fortify immediately. A standard house offers minimal protection. The roof is a collection point for radioactive dust. The radiation shines through the roof tiles and ceiling joists like X-rays. You must construct an inner core. Go to the center of the building or the basement. If you have a basement, do not just sit on the floor. Radioactive particles will accumulate against the foundation walls outside. You need distance from the walls. Move to the center of the basement. If you are in an apartment or house without a basement, go to the center of the middle floor, avoid the top floor, roof radiation, and avoid the ground floor, ground radiation, if possible. If you only have one floor, center of the room, construct a shelter within the shelter. Use mass. Furniture, mattresses, books. Paper is surprisingly dense. Stacks of books effectively block radiation. Fill pillowcases with dirt from potted plants if necessary. Build a fort. It sounds childish. It is actually a biological shield. Stay inside this core for the first 24 hours. Do not come out for food. Do not come out for the bathroom. Use a bucket. Every minute you expose yourself to the unshielded parts of your house increases your cumulative dose. The Section 2, Ventilation and Sealing. There is a misconception that you must hermetically seal your house forever. This leads to carbon dioxide poisoning. You are sealing against particles, not air itself. Close all windows and doors. Close fireplace dampers. Turn off air conditioners, heat pumps, and forced air heating systems that pull air from outside. Cover vents with plastic sheeting and duct tape. However, be aware of the oxygen levels. In a small sealed room, a family of 4 will deplete oxygen and raise CO2 levels to dangerous concentrations within hours. If you feel a headache or drowsiness, you must allow air exchange. The risk of breathing slightly contaminated air is lower than the certainty of suffocating. Open a vent slightly, preferably on the side of the house away from the wind, with a filter medium over it, layers of cloth or a towel to catch dust particles. Not Section 3. Water and sanitation. Water in open reservoirs will be contaminated. Water in your pipes is currently clean, but pressure may fail. Immediately after the flash, fill your bathtub, sinks, and every available container. Shut off the main water valve to your house. This prevents contaminated water from the grid from backing up into your clean supply. Do not drink from the tap after the event. If you run out of stored water, use the water in your hot water heater. It is a sealed tank holding 40 to 50 gallons of potable water. Sanitation will kill you if radiation doesn't. With the grid down, toilets will not flush. Do not use them. Waste accumulation breeds cholera and dysentery. Designate a specific corner for waste, as far from your living core as possible. Use a 5-gallon bucket with a heavy-duty trash bag. You need a covering material, kitty litter, sawdust, or dirt. After use, cover the waste completely to block the smell and flies. Seal the bag tight when full. Do not put it outside yet. Store it in a separate room. Section 4, Acute Radiation Sim Room. You need to recognize the symptoms of arrest in yourself and your group to make triage decisions. Early symptoms include nausea and vomiting. The speed of onset indicates the severity of the dose. If vomiting begins within 1 hour of exposure, the dose is likely fatal. Survival probability is near zero. Pain management is the only priority. If vomiting begins after 4 to 6 hours, the dose is significant but survivable with care. If no vomiting occurs within 24 hours, the dose is survivable. Understand the latent phase. After the initial illness, the patient may appear to recover. This is a lie. The radiation has destroyed the bone marrow. The immune system is collapsing. Days or weeks later, the overt illness phase begins. Bleeding, infections, hair loss. There is no field treatment for bone marrow failure other than supportive care, hydration, rest, and isolating the patient from germs. Potassium iodide, Ki, is not a cure-all. It only protects the thyroid gland from radioactive iodine. It does not protect against cesium or strontium. It does not stop radiation burns. Take it only if instructed or if you know the fallout is fresh, under 24 hours old. The SOJ is critical. Do not overdose. Section 5. The evacuation window. When do you leave? Do not rely on government broadcasts. The infrastructure may be gone. You need a radiation detector. A Geiger counter is worth more than a rifle in this scenario. If you do not have a detector, stick to the timeline. 0 to 24 hours, absolute lockdown. Maximum shielding. 24 to 72 hours, brief emergence for critical tasks inside the house. 72 hours plus, the radiation levels have dropped significantly. Evacuation is only viable if you have a destination that is confirmed safe and the route is passable. If you are in a fallout zone, the hot spots will be uneven. Rain creates hot spots where it washed dust out of the air. Puddles are radioactive. When you finally move, cover every inch of skin. Wear a P100 respirator or an N95 mask at minimum. If you don't have those, multiple layers of cotton t-shirts over the nose and mouth. When you arrive at a clean location, you must decontaminate. You are covered in dust. Remove the outer layer of clothing, carefully turn it inside out as you peel it off to trap the dust. Do not shake the clothes. Discard them. Wash your body with soap and water. Do not scrub hard. Do not break the skin. Wash your hair, but do not use conditioner. It binds radioactive particles to the hair shaft. Section 6. Psychological containment. Living in a confined space with high mortality fear destroys group cohesion. Panic uses oxygen. Panic causes rash decisions like opening a door to check outside. Enforce a strict routine. Ration food and water immediately, even if you think help is coming. Assume help is not coming. Sleep in shifts. Someone must always be awake to monitor the radio, the ventilation, and the perimeter. Darkness will be absolute. Light discipline is essential. If you use a flashlight at night, black out the windows completely. Light attracts desperate people. You want to appear unoccupied. Ha! Complugent. Nuclear survival is not about fighting zombies. It is about fighting dust and time. Most people will die because they panic and run into the fallout plume. Or they will die because they stay in a house with a wooden roof and think they are safe. You survive by going low, staying center, and increasing mass. You survive by waiting out the decay. The bomb is the start of the event, not the end. The real event is the silent weeks that follow. Prepare your core. Seal your perimeter. Wait. This is not a movie. There are no credits. There is only the count of days you remain alive.